Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the LAN Party Podcast. Today is Tuesday, and we are right
18
on
minutes
schedule.
late. Also, I think the first thing that they heard was Nate whispering into the microphone, which
That
is
whisper? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it was something to the
I
tune
think it
of
was
like,
oh, okay.
okay, I remember, or something like that. And like,
I could have just done the hero again.
yeah, hero.
Hero?
So John's back with us this week. You're gonna have to pardon his mic quality again. It's a little bit better than it was last week.
Nice.
Shouldn't be as much echoing, but unfortunately, I can't get him on this board. I'm just gonna have to buy a fucking rack.
It's going to have to happen.
It's gonna have to happen.
It was going to have to happen eventually anyway.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea. Is that where we're going to eat tonight? Mission barbecue?
A rack of ribs.
Who said? Oh.
He wants to buy a rack.
It didn't
ribs.
dawn on me until he said barbecue and somebody said rack of ribs. I'm like, 2 and 2.
I'll just
That's
said
4.
the answer.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just throw him a bone there.
I see what you did there. Bone puns, ribs. So we're just gonna dive right back into it. I don't have
We were
a.
making nail puns all day.
yeah.
Today.
Were we?
I mean, I was, and me and DJ and Stevie, because somebody's too lazy to come to work.
On Tuesdays when I have class, I know it's heaven forbid.
I mean, as far as I was concerned, I thought you already turned in a final for that class.
No, that was Nick, dipshit. I still have school.
Whatever.
I'm only halfway through my semester.
Whatever. If you say so.
Nick turned in his final last Tuesday.
It's Mike's.
And I
That'd
start a
be
new
Mike's
class
issue.
next week.
Yay.
Hooray.
Ivy Tech, I'm guessing? Yeah, second 8 weeks.
So we're just gonna dive right on into it. Like I said, I don't have an outline this week. I've been real busy today, and I didn't get a chance to put one together. But I have a lot of points that I want to talk about, and I know we talked about it last week. We're probably gonna talk about it next week, and for the next couple weeks until like shit stops hitting the fan. But Anthem is continuing to upset and ruin players' gaming experience. So you remember how last week I talked about how their two of their 3 endgame levels were useless? Like progressing into that was going to just cause you to get more difficult enemies
And
no bonus in their loot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they complained and complained and complained, and then out of the blue, loot started getting better.
Woo.
Like players are like, holy crap, like I'm getting better loot for taking down higher level enemies. Like this is great. But people are like, they didn't announce this. Like they didn't make this, they didn't go out and say that they changed it. So they took to Reddit, where the devs for BioWare are extremely active. And they're like, look, we like this change.
And whatever
Please
you
leave
did-
it.
Whatever you did, don't change
You
it
did
back.
something right.
They're like, yeah, and it wasn't like you killed a basic level enemy and got legendary gear. Like the gear was tiered where it should have been. Like you were getting
done
proper
right.
level gear for killing certain enemies. And what did BioWare do? They read those posts and they went, fuck you, and reverted the change. So they took back the loot changes, and it's also it made so many people, like diehard fans of the game, like the fanboys, have now declared a European boycott of the game for 2 weeks. It's like a week or 2 weeks. Like they are storming social media, like boycott the game, quit playing for a week or
Quit
two.
playing it so we can't get things fixed because there's going to be more things that occur.
Yeah.
Whatever we fit,
They're like what they're just trying to do, I think, is trying to get
awareness. For
awareness to the like they're like, BioWare, you need to pay attention.
Like, listen to us. We're telling you exactly what we need, what we want.
So that I just cannot believe, like, they read those posts because they're on Reddit. The devs are extremely active on Reddit. I can't imagine a developer looking at that and going, players are enjoying these changes. Well, let's get rid of them.
Yeah, let's make it to where our players don't enjoy the game anymore.
It's just so, like, backwards. Like, you literally have people finally going, yes, you've done something right. I can ignore all the placeholder text and textureless items that are now being found in the game. I can ignore that because finally, my loot is where it should be.
Yeah, the loot in the looter shooter is better. You know, the loot tiers are where they're supposed to be, even if the loot is still, subpar in kind of context stuff. But at least I'm getting like good tier loot where it should be, getting good tier loot.
And finally they're like, oh shit, that was a bug. We didn't mean to do that. We're going to pull that out of the game. Sorry about that.
Man, when your bugs have better results than your
Yeah, when
actual
you're
programming,
Bethesda games.
that's the
Hashtag Bethesda. You know, it brings me back though when they first debuted their E3 trailer, and they had the parody of the trailer where it was like if real people played Destiny and they killed this big boss fight, and the one dude got this really rare weapon, and his buddy's like, "Dude, I've been trying for ages to get that fucking gun. What the hell?" And it's just like, it's RNG. Like, that's becoming a reality. Like, people are like, "I've been looting for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Why don't I have good stuff yet?"
Because the gods of RNG have not smiled upon you. RNGesus.
I just can't believe,
I'm waiting for a game to finally make that like a god.
RNGesus.
RNGs.
I feel like they
RNGesus.
might offend people though. Like, that's probably why they haven't done it yet.
Who
Who cares?
Whenever you make sacrifices to RNGesus, he gives you loot boxes.
I mean, honestly-
RNGs, just call him RNG. That's it. He's the god. Name RNG. That's what
I mean,
RNG.
honestly though, like,
Yeah, you give sacrifices
would-
and it gives you loot boxes in return.
I would try and defend my point of like public relations and not trying to offend people, but clearly like PR in
fair.
games has just gone to
Yeah.
shit right now. Like,
Nobody knows how to do PR anymore, right?
nobody gives a shit.
Honestly,
So
the best PR would probably just like, here, fuck it, this is what we're doing. Like, this is what we're doing. We don't care.
Like
And it
what
would
Red
suck.
does.
no, I
Yeah.
like I'm thinking more along the lines of
Red's
like,
just okay, here's what we're doing. We have the pioneers testing it, and we're getting feedback. We're gonna implement these changes. Look forward to that. Okay, see ya.
Yeah.
like I think the great
This is
some
what
of
we're
the-
doing. If you like it, good. If you
A
don't
good
like it,
example
sorry.
of like modern PR though is DICE, and it's like, oh, you don't like the fact that our game that's supposed to be historically accurate isn't historically accurate, but we say it's historically accurate. Hey, guess what? Don't fucking buy it.
Yeah, don't buy it. You're just ignorant for believing that it's not accurate. Not
Oh
factually-
my god.
factually
Yeah,
accurate.
that's modern PR right there. It's like every DICE is just like, yeah, fuck you all, you're wrong.
So I found out there's different types of stainless steel. There's a few different types. So find out what type of stainless steel your pipes are.
It's the lower
Because it
grade. It's
matters.
I think it's a 309 or whatever. It's the basic grade that is not super expensive. Like Borla exclusively uses 409 or 490 or whatever that's called, but I know that there's a 4 and a 0 in that number, but I don't know what the third number is.
Okay.
10.
But yeah, public PR is just going to shit. So also in the realm of disappointments as far as gaming is concerned, there are a lot of people who are upset. So we talked last week briefly about the upcoming Fallout 76 patch, the Wild Appalachia patch that they're launching that's going to introduce breweries and stuff like that. That patch was supposed to drop today, but yesterday they announced that they're delaying it a day. And wouldn't you know it, in typical game design fashion, when you delay anything for any amount of time, you're always going to lose, no matter what. And the same people that bitched and moaned when Fallout 76 launched and
That
said that it
wasn't
was
finished.
broken and it wasn't finished and it should have been delayed are now bitching and moaning that they've delayed the first patch 24 hours.
I mean,
It's not even like 2 weeks.
you can't,
24 hours.
you can't even.
They're like, oh, you guys, I set time aside today to play this patch, and I took time off of work, and you guys already screwed up the game, and it was broken when it launched, and now you can't even launch a full patch on time. Like, first off, if you took time off of your day at your work to play
Patch.
a minor patch that doesn't
in
add
Fallout
that much,
76.
there's the first mistake. You can't bitch about a game and say it's broken and incomplete and trash and then take time off to play it.
That's not why they took time off. They just don't want to work.
That's what it is.
Probably too.
Those are probably the same people that took time off to play the beta. The beta.
I'm not even going to lie. I called in for the beta.
I
that
skipped
one
class
11-hour game session that they set up, I took time off for that because I wanted to play it.
I've taken time off of work for games before.
I remember Sea of Thieves one day, you and I
Yeah.
were playing, and I'm
yeah.
like, are you going to work today? And you looked at your watch, and you're like, if I had to go to work, I got to leave now. And you're like, let me go make a call real quick. And you just muted yourself in Discord and ran off and did your own thing. You came back, and you're like, so I'm sick.
Yeah, I think I came in at the end of that one.
Yeah.
Because Because that was on like a Monday.
Yeah, it
like
was on
four.
a Monday or some shit, and he's just like, I don't feel like working. He's like, let's just play some Sea of Thieves. But yeah, like I
think I've taken off from one of the new Forza games before.
you might have.
It might have been
Forza
Horizon
Horizon
3, maybe.
Beautiful segue into Forza. So we're
You know,
all jumbled about this week,
as,
but
as a
Yeah, I'm just sitting here doing research.
yeah,
as an aside,
if you find something solid, let us know.
as an aside,
Not
He's
game-
looking at steel.
it becomes
Not gaming research.
it becomes less of a good segue when you point out that it's a good segue.
Horrible.
Stop
segue.
ruining things.
Shut up, Tyler.
You're making it even worse by noticing
Acknowledging
that.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good job.
Look, I'm just making it worse so it'll get better in the future.
So, anyways, we talked a little bit last week about Forza Street, this leaked mobile Windows title thing that was supposedly happening. Was going to potentially be announced at the Forza Monthly. That is not coming. They did not announce anything. We still don't know anything about it. But there are a few changes that are coming to Forza 7 and Forza Motorsport or Forza Horizon 4 that some people will be excited for. So we got a list of new cars coming to Forza Horizon 4 in the Series 7.
Have they fixed their dynamic optimization?
That's always going to be broken.
I know.
That's just characteristic of Forza. We are getting, among other things, 2 Formula Drift RTR Mustangs. Von Gittin Jr., I think is his name, and then
Formula.
Chelsea, I think his last name starts with a D. I'm not sure what his last name is, though. They're both getting their RTR Mustangs in. For those of you that don't know what RTR means, it quite literally translates to ready to rock.
Nice.
They're
Glad-
ready to rock Mustangs.
Did they review on that in the Grand Tour?
Yeah, they did. And then we're
Very
also
bad
getting a wide body standard RTR Mustang that's not Formula Drift that does, I think when it's fully upgraded, just shy of 2,000 horsepower. Yeah. So those 3 cars are coming to Motorsport and Horizon 4. And the ones in Horizon 4 will be, I think we got our last Car Pass cars this past season. So these will be non-Car Pass cars. Everybody will have access to these cars through seasonal events and championships and stuff like
I
that.
do like that they did that.
Yeah.
So they're not adding the normal RTR.
It's a normal RTR, but with wide body.
Is it
I know, but they're
factory
not
wide
adding the one
body,
from
or
the
do you
Grand
get to
Tour.
wide body it?
I don't know. It's not the one from the Grand Tour, I don't think. I don't know how much it comes out of the gate with. I think they said like an 800 horsepower
And the Grand Tour?
factory. No, the one in the Grand Tour had like 600.
Yeah, so it might have been less than that.
But we'll have to see. I just know that it doesn't look like the one on the Grand Tour. It's very similar, but it has wide fender flares on it. And both of those are coming to
These are real cars?
the RTRs are, yeah.
I mean, the ones you're talking about in the end to the game.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even seen them before.
They're Formula Drift cars.
No, but I'm surprised I haven't seen them.
I think they're one of those things where like kind of like Hennessy did the Exorcist Camaro and like the Velociraptor 6x6 Ford. I think they're kind of one of those things where you take your Mustang to them and go, hey, make it an RTR. And they're like, okay, that's going to be $70,000 or whatever. And then you get an RTR. Because I know they exist. I don't think they're just concepts. But on top of that, Need for Speed Most Wanted fans will be happy to hear that you are getting your 2000, it's a year later than the one in Most Wanted, but it's a 2002 BMW M3 GTR.
Iconic.
So the iconic Beamer from the Need for Speed Most Wanted franchise. So no longer do you have to make do with the M3 that's in the game. You can
the right wide body on it.
use the correct M3. So all the Need for Speed people are going to be jumping for joy. Among other things, I think we're also getting a new Porsche that's not new. We're getting a 1965 GTO, which is not new. It's just new to the game. And I want to say there was another car, but I can't remember where the other car was. And then as far as content changes are concerned, we are going to be receiving showcase remixes, which are essentially the showcase events done with different cars. So like the train race, one of them, instead of racing the train with the Aerial Nomad, you're racing it with the Ford Anglia. So like straight out of Harry Potter.
Joke's on you. You're racing the train. You are the train.
Yeah.
Racing.
Now you're the train.
That thing's at least like rally spec upgraded because that thing was hard enough in the damn Nomad.
It didn't look all that great. The showcase events are designed though to be
to be close.
This close.
Because if you slow down,
the train slows down too.
Incredibly. You can stop. They don't stop,
but they'll
they
slow
get to
down.
a very, very low speed. That's how you can trick it. Is if you go slow right before the end and then punch it, they don't accelerate enough, and you win. As long as you don't over slow down.
Yeah. So.
But a stock Ford Anglia is.
Yeah, the Anglia is really fucking slow. So. You mean you're talking like
it's not well, if you played the Forza Horizon 4 right now, they added the taxi campaign. They give you a British taxi. It is not stock by any means on any of them. I think the first one you do, they're like, yeah, this is supposed to be the fastest taxi service. And you get like a Lambo swapped, all-wheel drive, downforce, race tire.
Okay,
British
can somebody
thing.
please explain to me who you're transporting in a Lambo?
It's just meant to be faster than the normal London. And then later on, they're like, oh, I need that.
It's like saying that it's supposed to be faster than the normal London taxi service.
Well, yeah, because it's not London.
But I mean, and then throwing you a Lamborghini is just like saying
it's not a Lamborghini. It's Lambo power inside of a British.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it's a British taxi.
Like an actual
No,
Lambo.
no, they Lambo engine swapped it. And then
Fucking-
all drive, and they did the stereotypical Forza
There,
Horizon
yeah,
thing.
I was gonna say they did like the thing that every 9-year-old does that plays Forza. They're just like, I'm gonna put a Lambo engine in it.
And then whenever you get the off-road spec one, because you do get an off-road spec one, that's lifted up and fat tires, off-road tires that has a V8 in it instead. And then the very last one, it's not even that; it's a limo.
So my mom just texted me, quite literally, and went, so my brother is in the trap team at school, and they've got a trap contest tonight. So I went to drop off the shotgun with the dude in charge of the trap contest. And my mom's like, where's the gun? I said, it's with Mr. Cheatham. And she's like, I know, thanks. Then why did you ask?
I know, thanks. What?
God, could you?
Missing something?
Did I?
It's like, do you know? What?
Are you sure?
You know what probably happened is she texted you and
then
called
found
or
out.
texted Colton or whatever.
Yeah, and went, where
And
is
then-
it?
And then
He answered before.
Yeah, that's what it was.
My mom does it to me all the time. Like, why didn't you just call him
them
instead of
first.
calling me?
But yeah, so we'll be getting that, and then we're getting new challenges and achievements, and the new challenges are essentially like skill signs and stuff like that, like danger signs and all that stuff, skill zones, but beyond 3-star achievements. So like there will be new.
Well, they did that with seasonals, and some of them are complete bullcrap.
Yes, they'll be like, I don't know what they were calling it, but something to the tier like new elite challenges that you'll be able to complete. And get that. As far as Motorsport 7 is concerned, obviously we'll be getting the 3 RTR Mustangs in the game. The same ones that are coming to Forza Horizon 4 are coming to Forza Motorsport 7. But drifters can now rejoice in the new cockpit cam. When you get angle, now your camera will turn to look out the windows or, out your peripherals so that you'll be able to see. I know this is just burning John on the inside because...
Dude,
Motorsport 7.
I hate to make it even worse, John, but we found out the way to play
Yeah.
Motorsport,
Yeah.
and it's a blast.
Well, yesterday I was trying to see if I could get it to fix, and it got worse. So I sent you that, and you go, did you try turning off dynamic optimization and turning it back on? No shit, Nate. I've done that many times.
I'd have just been like, oh, you know what? No, I've not
I should've
tried
thought
that.
about it. Why did I disable cores for the game? Why did I do this? Why did I do that?
And then
I should have just done
and then you go and try it, and it's the same, and you send them a message. Would you look at that? It fixed it.
If it worked, I would have been pissed.
Well, I was just asking because I know everybody is always talking about how the
Yeah,
dynamic optimization
I've
messes up.
disabled it. I've re-enabled
But
it.
I've always left mine on. It doesn't cause any problems.
You leave dynamic optimization on, dude. Turn that shit off.
When I turn it off, it doesn't run right.
My
It's
problem
buttery
is I can
smooth when you turn
literally
it off.
No, it's
Dumpster
not.
the
That's why I
setting.
have it on.
I can dump through the settings to literally the lowest setting, and I still have the same issue. It's not a graphic issue.
Tyler,
doesn't make any sense.
Look up the Monster Hunter 15-year anniversary video.
Truthfully, I think that it's probably an issue with some form of your peripherals being plugged in or whatever, because like you said, it doesn't stutter until you move.
Kinda.
Did you update the DirectX for that game specifically?
I have no idea what that is. I didn't know you could update DirectX per program.
I have to look into that.
Interesting.
Apparently they're all a little different or something. I thought they were all the same, but I remember reading somewhere someone was like, "Oh, you have to update per game or something like that." So yeah,
That's kind of dumb. Well, you would think that would update when you download the game, though.
Yeah, I did re-download the
sometimes it doesn't do it right.
Fair enough.
I'll look
The
into
fuck
that.
are you watching?
You can also
What I
just
just told him,
uninstall and
look up.
reinstall that
Oh,
to be double sure.
It's
What?
Monster Hunter through
Uninstall
the
what?
15
The
years.
DirectX for that game specifically.
You're gonna have to probably walk me through how to do that whenever.
I don't know how to do it. You're gonna have to look it up.
Nate's like,
Okay, fine. I mean, I can do that. I just thought you knew.
No, it's
because you were telling me
It's
about
different between every game. I don't know.
I like how
It. Well, I
Nate's,
thought you would have had an idea.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I have an idea, but
Nate's like, you need to try doing this, and John's like, you're gonna have to walk me through. Oh, I don't know how to do it. I
just need
just
to do
know
it.
you need to try it.
Oh my god. I'll try it. I'd love to play Motorsport 7 again.
I mean, it's like doing a brake job on a car from the 20s instead of a car from the 2000s. Like, sure, I probably know how. I just haven't done it. It's different between all the cars.
Well,
Especially when you put your rotors not together right.
but yeah, so that's gonna be rolling out. The drift camera cockpit is going to be coming through.
It's not gonna go to Forza Horizon 4 probably, huh?
Not by the sounds of things, at least not yet. And then they're implementing the first edition in a closed beta of Forza race regulations. And then in April, that will be an open beta on select tracks that will essentially, when you go off the track, if you gain advantage, it will penalize you a certain amount of seconds that it
So
thinks.
they're finally doing what Gran Turismo does. Right?
Yeah, so the number of seconds that you gained on your lap plus an additional few seconds as a penalty. In the closed beta, it will not affect your end result. When it rolls out the next month in an open beta, you will see your position on the leaderboard change based off of how much time you gained. Essentially, though, the way they made it sound is like bumping people or like going off the track to avoid a crash. As long as you're not gaining advantage, it's not going to penalize you. It's just going to penalize you if like you cut a corner and go straight through the corner and into the next straight and gain like 15 seconds of lap time. Then they're going to penalize you for it, and it will drop your finishing position. But
I wonder if they're going to do something like Gran Turismo have where it has a rating for whenever you drive clean, and it allows you to try to get in lobbies with people that drive more clean.
possibly they're hoping to they're really going to start taking feedback. What?
Is MCC coming to PC?
That has not happened yet, has it?
I just saw a video.
Oh fuck.
Let me check real quick.
And if this video is correct, it's also going to be on Steam, so it's like hallelujah.
That can't be correct then. There's no way.
Well, it says also Microsoft Store.
There's no way.
Yeah, did you like seeing how far Monster Hunter came? From all
Yeah.
the crappy graphics to what we have now.
What the
I mean, it's pretty good graphics considering like PSP and shit.
Oh shit, it is coming.
I didn't know.
It was announced. I thought you said it might be. Okay, so this comes from Game Revolution. Sorry to interrupt your little chat, but this is big news, especially for at least for me and Nate, because I know you've wanted to play Halo on PC for ages.
I get to play Halo with my friends again.
We're not gonna play
You
with
don't
you.
have friends.
Straight up rejected.
You see, here's
Go home
Damn.
now.
here's another problem with that. Is if it's actually on Steam, Steam doesn't have crossplay. So
If it's on Xbox
just
Store, I'll
go
probably
home
just
then.
get it through the Xbox Store, just so that you can play. But you just need to know that you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage because
I don't care. It's
DPI.
Halo. It's just fun.
So let me read this out.
don't feel bad, Tyler. I'll use my controller for you.
Halo MCC PC release was announced at today's Inside Xbox stream. That's Steam misspelled. It was also confirmed that Halo Reach will finally be coming to the Master Chief Collection. So we're going to have Reach on PC.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes! Let the nostalgia begin. So,
Probably the best game out at the time.
Yeah.
I just realized if it has a co-op, the 4 of us could play through Halo 3's campaign because it had 4-player co-op.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it will be.
The Master
Maybe
Chief
John
Collection
gets it too.
PC edition will be released in multiple stages instead of all at once. Each game will come to PC individually, starting with Reach, which is chronologically the first in the series.
and then 1, 2,
It
3.
is technically.
Is it? It's
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
Combat Evolved?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Oh, because it's before the fall of... I got that now.
It's the fall. It's the fall of Reach, and then you board the Pillar of Autumn, which takes you into.
the Pillar of Autumn's supposed to jump in a random direction. Cortana knew what the fuck she was doing and jumped to the Halo.
Got you.
Makes no sense to me, but all right.
This is the
She
order it
likes
will
to
be
hack
released in.
things.
It will be released in Halo Reach,
It's very fun for her.
Combat Evolved, Halo 2, 3, ODST, and 4. Unlike the
ODST.
Xbox, yeah, we're getting campaign only, no multiplayer.
That's fine.
Unlike the Xbox version of the MCC, PC edition will offer each title as an individual purchase as they release. Pricing hasn't been seen yet, but Game Pass subscribers will have free access to the series.
Subscribers.
Subscribers.
Scribbles.
Okay, so I'm hoping it's probably like $20 a game and not 40.
Or 60.
Yeah.
No release date has been announced for the Master Chief Collection on PC or Halo Reach on Xbox One. However, you can keep an eye on the Halo Waypoint for further news on the Master Chief Collection. This is actually fucking phenomenal. I am super happy. Like, I actually jumped on Halo 5 Forge the other day just to play around in Halo on PC again. And I'm like, I need this game as a full title. I'm so happy they decided to do that. Like, that's going to make them so much money. You have, like, the number of PC players that want Halo on PC are like, praise Jesus.
Well, also, PC players want everything.
Well, that's also true. I feel like PC should... Honestly, you know that most of these games are developed on PCs. So the fact that games are not released on PC regardless is really stupid to me. Like...
Well, there are some people that build it on consoles that just have...
But most
Not
of your
standard
coding and your
consoles.
scripting and all that other stuff is written and engineered, like all your textures and meshes and everything. It's all done on a PC, and I guarantee you it's play tested on a PC. So, like,
Not always.
why not just...
The only time I'd seen it where that wasn't the case is way back when in Halo 1, it was not developed on PC. It was developed on the Xbox. They had to port it over, and thanks Obsidian for doing that.
I like how it says they began teasing an announcement. Is there an actual trailer?
Isn't that what you just watched?
Yeah, just from pretty much what I just watched.
Was it worth watching?
It's like a minute and a half.
Of it's just coming to PC?
Yeah, it's got clips of it, and then it's like the fuck. Let me look it up again.
It doesn't say on this article that it'll be on Steam, but
That was just at the end. It had Steam logo and
The Windows Store.
yeah.
okay, so this seems a little shitty. Reach is also coming to Xbox One. Everyone who owns Halo Master Chief Collection will get access to the multiplayer content, including the theater and Forge. But Campaign and Firefight will be a premium edition, which you have to pay for, which I think is dumb. Hopefully it's not that way on PC.
It just says the Legendary Saga is coming to PC.
Ooh,
I bet that was loud.
Yeah, I bet that was.
I missed my ear.
Yeah.
And right at the end it says the Halo Master Chief Collection and has Steam Windows Store.
What?
And this is an Xbox video. It has the Xbox intro.
That is baffling. I actually can't believe that.
Makes you wonder what deal would happen with Steam.
That seriously surprises me. I'm totally honestly, that's incredibly surprising.
It's annoying me.
What worries me, what makes me wonder anyways, is like you said though, like Steam is going to be probably not going to be cross-platform, but it makes you wonder if the stuff on Xbox Store will be.
Yeah.
Or won't be possible.
Or, yeah, like if you'll be able to play, because that's not really detailed
See,
anywhere.
Tyler can't play with his friends that he makes up.
Yeah, the problem with this Reddit post, it's literally like less than 15 minutes old, so there's no comments about it.
Right.
There's one, but it's not anything useful.
This is beautiful too. As with the rest of the games, MCC Halo Reach will receive graphical enhancements, allowing it to play in 4K HDR at 60 FPS. Yes. Halo looks so good in 4K 60 FPS. Can confirm.
Wait, we'll get a Halo game to run in 60 FPS. That'll be a first.
I know. That's going to be amazing. Halo 5 Forge is buttery smooth in 60 frames a second. Like, it is gorgeous. I am so psyched. Dude, the stuff we did in Halo Forge was by far some of the best stuff we've ever done in video games, just because of how utterly stupid and ridiculous some of that stuff was. We would spend... What we usually gave ourselves an hour to build a base, and we would have sniping matches. And it would be like... We would have sniping matches, and we would build our bases into, like, cliff faces with the rocks and shit. And then, like, Nate built one day, he built with the blue grid a platform that was up in the sky. And since the grid was blue, you didn't see it. So he'd just stand up there and walk around in circles sniping people as they pop their head out of their little bases. It was so much.
You guys got so pissed at that? I think Nick was one who was like, fuck this, and started flying around trying to find me.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, where are you?
It was so annoying.
Or something.
But, like, that game was so... And the racetracks, oh my god, we used to do little mongoose races and build racetracks and shit like that. It was so much fun. Like, that game... Easily, and in the time, it was considered not that fantastic of a release in the franchise. Like, when it first released, I don't recall it being this big spectacle. Like, everybody's like, ooh, Halo Reach, but everybody's like, Halo 3 was better, blah, 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 blah. But I thought the story in Halo Reach was great, and the
I think it depends on whether or not you had friends.
That's all probably... I mean,
to be honest.
It's a very crude way of putting it, but I do think that that's very accurate.
It's a very accurate statement.
Because Halo, I mean, we've had so many good times in Halo Reach.
Halo is fun with friends.
I will say, though, there were some pretty memorable moments in Halo 4 as well. Especially that one where we were playing with Josh.
Yes. That was terrific.
Man.
We were playing with Josh. It was you, me. I think you were there, and Josh. And we were a 4-man fire team. And you know Josh Nunn. Yeah. This is the Josh we're talking about.
We were CTF.
Capture the flag. Yeah, and we had the flag in our Warthog, and Nate was driving. And we got close to the base, and Josh jumped out, and he started...
Josh has the flag.
Yeah, Josh had the flag, and the person that has the flag gets more points.
This is the most important thing.
And he has the flag running into the base.
Yeah, as soon as we get to the base, he jumps out and starts running towards the base.
And Nate runs him over with the Warthog. He just plows into him. And you just hear, ah! And you see Josh has left the party. And
That's not what happened.
What do you mean it's not what happened?
I killed him. I picked up the flag and walked it inside. And
then
he yelled at me and then
mid-scream.
Mid-scream.
And you saw that he left the game, and then he left the party, and then he went offline. Like, all those happened in sequence.
It was terrific.
It was so amazing. He's like, don't you dare turn that fucking flag in, you piece of shit, you motherfucker. Josh has left the party.
Josh has gone offline.
I'm pretty sure he cussed me out, and when I captured it, I think it was just screaming, and then it just stopped.
It was so funny.
It was one of the best things.
We were dying. We died.
Which game was it that you two were trying to beat on Legendary? 4?
We did beat it on Legendary, because you had to beat it on Legendary to get the Mark V Spartan equipment in multiplayer. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Now, I can't remember how you got the Mark V Spartan gear in Halo Reach, because I remember we wanted it, but it was stupid difficult.
It was multiplayer shit. You had to do a lot of multiplayer stuff and do exceedingly well as well.
Dude, I'm so excited. Multiplayer in Halo is so much fun, too. Even if you're bad, it's fun. Like, rocket jumping, assassinations are just kick-ass. Halo multiplayer is
I think it was
phenomenal.
I'm gonna take y'all back to 1, where that
I
doesn't
forget
work.
which one it was, but I remember my Halo experience, because I don't have many, was actually with my cousins, because they had an Xbox and did that. And I remember the older one, he played it like religiously, and then his sister didn't, but she knew how to play. I had no clue because I was, PlayStation fanboy. And I remember we were playing a free for all with energy swords only and 1
Oh my
HP.
Oh boy.
That's what we were doing.
Well, I mean, you don't need more than one.
I know,
HP.
I know. But it was set just in case, because I think there was a way we figured out how to cheese it where you could sometimes take 2 hits.
Yeah, you can block.
Yeah, but it was the point. It was like, yeah, it didn't work. And so I remember it was set for like an hour long, but it was the first like 100 points in a 1v1v1. And I remember I was doing so horrible, but I wasn't last for like half the game. Like, older cousin was at like 50 or like 49, 50 points out of, I think it was 75 now thinking about it. And I was at like 10, and all of a sudden I went on a killing spree with the assassinations over like the walls and kept assassinating him and doing that. And I remember it got to the last like 5 minutes and none of us were there, shockingly. And it came to the point where in like the last 2 minutes we were rushing at each other instead of trying to be sneaky about it, just trying to get the points before it went away. And it had happened to be where he went to go kill my other cousin, and the block worked because she noticed it. And we were both, I think, at like the same points, but it wasn't 74. But it blocked work, and it flew her across the map right into my blade. And he was pissed. Like, beyond pissed. Like, he's like, oh, I got the win! Hits it and knocks her across the map and went, you didn't die! And then see me right behind go, whoop!
You just see killed by.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly. I remember that.
My
He was-
first memories in Halo were Halo 2. At older friends of mine's houses, me and my brother we were a lot younger than them, and we didn't have an Xbox at the time, and they just absolutely destroyed us. And then our first actual game was Halo 3.
Dude, you remember? You remember when we were playing in Halo 4, when we were in that one interior cell, and I don't remember if you were there, but I know it was Nate, me, you, and your brother, and then Derek tried playing with us because that was the day that your power just went when Derek tried playing.
Yeah, thanks.
I can't remember if you were there or not, but we kept using the binary rifle, and it was just
him and his brother kept using the damn binary rifle.
Yeah.
They had the fucking. Well, I still remember this. The fish stick button layout.
Yeah, I do remember that. I vividly remember now because they kept talking about it. Yeah, I forgot about the button layout, but now that you mention it, that's coming back to me. You guys were bragging about that button layout.
Yeah, you two are bullshit with those things.
Blam! Blam! And then we showed Frankie and never used it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But I remember like every time me and Nate would show our face, we would explode into a pile of ash. It would just be like, dang it! Like you wouldn't even you'd just see boop red line, or you just see boop red line, and then you were dead. Like there was no time to react. You weren't like shit. It was just like you were dead. You popped out of cover and you were dead.
It was like Jerry in Battlefield.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys were like, we should totally. It's like we should totally play with bottomless clip, and we're like, all right.
If you say so.
See, I'm usually only supposed to have 2 shots, but bam, bam, bam.
And there's no delay between the shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, and the thing about the binary rifle is its big drawback is like it shows you when they're aiming, but the thing is like they were just like
it shows
boop.
you when they're aiming, and you only get 2 shots.
Yeah.
Before you have to reload.
But that was the thing with the fish stick. They only had to pull the left trigger real quick to zoom in.
Piece of shit.
And then I went
Get
through
right.
and spawned all the binary rifles in a place they couldn't get to them. Get to them. Just keep the fuckers away from them.
God, we did some stupid shit in Halo. God, I remember We used to fuck around with the kill ball all the time too. We would just like
trying to
we'd
figure
be-
out catapults.
yeah, we'd be building bases too, and somebody would just fly over on a forge ball and do, boop, drop the kill ball, and you just hear, what the crap? What the fuck, man?
Yeah,
This is some
that was
bullshit.
good. People get so salty.
And then I remember too, like when we would drop a bunch of them, we wouldn't be able to get rid of them because like you'd fly into them trying to delete them and stuff. Like you'd just be like, all right, we're gonna get it, and you'd accidentally fly too far and just explode, and you're like, crap. You're like, I'll get it this time, and you fly right back into it. Boom. Crap. Fly right back into it, and you're real careful this time, and then it moves and it rolls down the hill and blows you up, and you're just like, come on. Oh my God, I'm so happy that Halo's coming to PC.
I remember playing Halo 4 with Keelan. We were playing Capture the Flag, and we were on opposite teams. And one of us was driving the Warthog, and we grabbed he grabbed my flag, I grabbed his flag, and we just drove around the map so nobody could capture them. And I think we had somebody on the gun. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, we did that for like a solid 15 minutes, and nobody was able to capture the flag. It was great.
It reminds me of the times that we completely changed the subject, but it reminds me of that time in Battlefield 4.
That's what I was
Where
about
we-
to go to with stuff. I didn't play with
We
you
loaded
guys,
into
that's too much.
Goldman Railway on opposite teams, and Nate would just take a Jeep over behind this rock, and I would load it up with C4, then he'd park it back over at his base, and when the vehicle's parked within your base, you can spawn on it. And so it'd be parked within your base, and people would spawn on it, and you'd be like, all right, somebody load it in, and then they'd drive off, be like, go ahead. And I'd detonate the C4, and it would explode, and you would just get so many people really angry. Or like we would wait, like Nate would ride with them to the like wherever flag they were trying to take or whatever. And when they got to the objective, Nate would get out and run away, and they would be sitting there in the vehicle waiting to cap it. And then all of a sudden it would explode, and they'd get a kill from the other side of the map, and they'd be like, what the fuck, man? How'd you kill me on the other side of the map, man? You hacking, man? How'd you get the freaking C4 on the vehicle, man? You cheating son of a bitch. Made people so mad.
Frankie and I used to play a crap ton of Alpha 4 and would load in on opposite teams. And I remember once it was when we were trying to get the Little Bird stuff up. Like we were just trying to level up that thing, that we would intentionally grab them and just fly them off to the side because our teams would get mad and get in the boats and try to shoot us down with the boats. So we'd intentionally fly as far as possible and have it where the boats couldn't touch us, and we'd just sit there shooting the boat right next to each other. We'd be flying right next to each other, shooting at the other team's boat, just until they would blow up, or would intentionally get in front whenever someone needed a repair. So they'd fly in front, so you'd have to shoot friendly stuff, and we didn't play a hardcore, so it didn't do damage to it.
The attack boat is deadly against helicopters.
What's funny is playing that game. I remember you were talking about how you like wrecked with the attack boat. So Frankie and I were like, we're gonna work on it. So we went on to the one. I already forgot the name of the map. The one where it's like a bunch of islands.
Parcel Storm?
Yeah. And someone beached it. Like the enemy beached it at like Flag C. We're like, oh, we should blow it up. I was like, nah, let me get in it. I'll sit in it until it blows up. I think I got like 31 kills just sitting at a beach boat on one objective.
Yeah, I would no shit go, like, usually when I got in one at the start of Battlefield 4, I was doing like 40 kills and maybe one death every match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, attack boat, and then
You were
Frankie and I
still pretty
doing-
decent with that in the PC version too. Like, it was a little more of a learning curve, and there were more
with
skill players. But
PC with Battlefield 4 was like a real wake-up call.
yeah,
because
you thought you were good, and
I
then you.
remember playing, and we were like, oh, tanks, I could walk up behind a tank, C4 him and walk away, no problem. Then you get on PC,
And they're
you're
just
just like, you just walk around the corner, and you see a tank, and it's not playing. You're like, oh, I'm safe. All the cannons.
Yeah, it's just like-
after you. You're just like, oh, shit.
You're like, uh-oh.
I am fucked.
Oh no.
Whoops.
But-
Be like, you put the C4 on the ground next to you. I got this, bro. I got this. And you blow it up right next to you. I got you, man.
No, I understand.
No, it's funny though. You were talking about Jared's little Battlefield 4 incident. I don't remember who was. I think you were actually playing with us when this happened. I'm pretty sure it was you, me, Derek, because this was on PC. The Battlefield 4 beta dropped on PC. I thought it was on PC. It had to be because Jared was playing with us.
I didn't have a PC that could handle it when 4 came
Maybe
out,
that's what it was.
'cause I was still playing on PS3.
The beta was on Siege of Shanghai. So
Yes, only that.
it was only that
alright.
map. And
It was a fun time, and then whenever you got the full game, it was always, why
Siege of
Siege of Shanghai?
because it got so overplayed. But we were up in the business building near the bar and everything.
I think I was.
And
I think you were playing on
We were playing
PlayStation.
on PC. It had to be because Jared didn't have PlayStation.
I guess it must have been.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the beta, but I think we were playing.
Because
I think it was.
I thought Derek played for a short period of time, even though the game performed like poop.
Probably.
And I know you were playing now because
I
we
think
set
I
up on the tops of the buildings.
Yeah.
You and I set up on tops of the buildings
Yeah.
and team sniped. But we were ducked behind cover, and there was a bunch of like gunfire going on around us. And we'd peek around the corner, and you'd hear psh from a sniper rifle. We're like, crap, there's a sniper. And I don't remember. No, we got hit. One of us got hit. I got hit, and I'm like, Jared, throw me a medic pack. And he's like, what button do you hit? And I'm like, push 4. And he's like, okay. And he walked out from behind cover, and you heard, psh, ah! And his character just rolled over dead. And he's like, whoa. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, you said push forward. And I'm like, no, 4.
I do remember that because I remember that, and I remember us abusing the elevators.
Yeah.
Where we would intentionally like sit in the back corners of it.
Yep.
Because they would just teleport in your elevator when they loaded up. And I remember how many times people would get so pissed because they'd hop up getting ready to siege us because they got killed. They're looking forward. They pop in existence. We both hit them
Yeah.
with a hip fire
And
sniper
you're just
shot
dead.
or whatnot, and they're just dead.
We were dicks.
And then there was the times where we would intentionally put C4 and close the door immediately on them and blow it up.
Oh my god, that was one of the best things ever. They got so mad. People got so mad when
Yeah.
you did that.
Yeah, just C4. Ding, there you are. Close the door. Click.
Yeah, they changed that later to where anything that was in the top elevator,
Got
if somebody
cleared.
was coming up to the bottom, would go to the bottom.
Yeah.
Went to the top.
Yeah.
So and vice versa. So you
I
couldn't do
remember
that shit anymore.
There was a glitch that you could use on the PS3 with Siege of Shanghai, and this was after beta as well, where if you use the elevator and timed it just right where you would teleport when the building was collapsing, for some reason you could always use that elevator as long as you knew where the location was. So you could walk in the middle of the rubble and just go boop, and teleport to the top and parachute down.
Because that's extremely useful.
It kind of can be whenever you want to go to the end of the point without being hunt down.
It's fair, but I mean,
Until
you're still
all the snipers are like,
Yeah,
oh, look at that dude.
I was gonna say you're teleporting, and there are 2 buildings on either side, and another one right down the middle.
Yep.
While
No,
you're
yeah.
parachuting down.
Now all the other snipers are like, ooh, target practice.
Oh man, there's been plenty of times where that was. And I remember for a while we were, even though we were on different platforms, we're competing for
Longest headshot? Yep.
And I remember you had a long ass one, and then all of a sudden I ended up getting one that was like 200 feet more, and it was like I was really well, and then they dropped on the PC the longer thing, and I just couldn't compete anymore because I didn't play on PC. At
Yeah, I can't remember what my longest headshot is on
it
Battlefield
was
4.
over 1,000.
It's
I
like
had
I
1,000,
wanna-
like 1,034 or something.
I
Like that
want to
feet.
say it's like between 12 and 1400. Now I gotta look.
So I think mine was just over 1,000.
Gotta
and I
log
was
into your
so-
battle log. You
I haven't
logged
done that
into
in how long? I don't
years.
even know.
Yeah, I know, right?
I remember that, and then I remember the first day of the Battlefield beta, or no, release of 4, that I tried to load in with Frankie, and we had another group of friends that we were playing with. Well, they were already playing without me, so I just joined in on them and got on the other team, and I didn't realize it until after I used that first rocket launcher you get, where whenever it gets near a vehicle, it just automatically shoots up and then comes down. I remember, yeah, the javelin. I remember the first time I got to use that, I fired it at some guy that got on a motorcycle or 4-wheeler and drove away. Happened to be Frankie, and all I see is it go up and headshot him because of the way it works. I'm like, I just headshot you with a rocket, dude.
Rip.
Yep.
Oh, my good old-fashioned PC name, a ping of 999.
Yep. But
You got killed by a ping of 999.
Nice coffee cup.
I know, right? Remember, we used to.
Yeah, we spent like 3 hours fucking like in total making that design.
Actually, no, I copied that from somewhere.
Well, I made one from their
Yeah, you did.
emblem creator.
Yeah. And so
I
now
need to
every time we run
re-download
around in
Battlefield
Battlefield 4, we have little coffee cups.
Actually, I think I recently did re-download Battlefield 4 on my PC.
I think we actually talked about. Yeah, because we played it not too long ago.
I haven't played it in a bit, but I think you guys played it, and that's what made me decide to just download it.
I
Let's
have it,
see here.
but I played like one multiplayer session and didn't play anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that you definitely can't play without people.
Well, I was playing with
You
you.
can, but it's pretty complex.
Oh wait, I remember why. My
I just get mad.
their anti-cheat system,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Punkbuster keeps acting. Yeah.
and I didn't feel like fixing it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I had issues with that where you would load in and it would say you're cheating immediately and kick you out.
Well, the thing is, I was in the game. I was in the actual game for
Yeah.
like good 20 minutes.
Just
or
Yeah,
kick
and
you
then
out.
just
Yep.
booted you.
I had that occasionally.
My longest headshot in Battlefield 4 is 1,610 meters.
Can you look at mine by chance or no?
Yes, I think.
Friends list.
I have to view offline friends. I have to find.
Speed 11 one.
You want to know your PlayStation one?
Yeah, 'cause that's the one that's got the longest one, no doubt.
Look at that coffee mug.
I think. I don't remember what my Origin one name is.
Slaying with style.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
Go add John now. JK, don't.
I don't care.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah. I know it was pretty long for being on
Stats.
that gen of consoles.
Details 1479.
Yeah, that is and
That's
that was
pretty
on-
far on that
on
generation
that
console
gener-
because you didn't have large conquests, so
Yeah,
your
What's that under
Exactly.
stats?
stats and then details.
Yeah, because I remember that was impressive numbers.
I think mine's like 900. So
Well,
Let's find out.
What was interesting, the way I got that one was actually, I think, on Zavad. And there was a guy sitting in a corner of the map sniping at the people that were spawning on the top of the buildings. And I caught on to that. And instead of, like, dealing with him, I went to the other corner and started sniping at him. And he didn't know where he was getting sniped from until finally it just headshot. I'm like, yeah.
Nate's is 964.
hey, wasn't too far off. And I think I have more kills with a sniper rifle though than you.
I will check here in just a moment.
Well,
On PC, John, your furthest headshot is
300 probably.
to 259 and a half.
Wow.
I was like, I haven't really
We're pretty
sniped
good
on
at guessing.
Mine's 1,118.8.
I haven't really got to spend the time to try to snipe and
I mean, I don't really mind. That's the thing.
what,
I have-
sniping?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's just I haven't been able to do it on PC.
I don't like it compared to Battlefield 3.
I love sniping in Battlefield 4 opposed to Battlefield 3. I like the ability to have the zoom and the rangefinder.
Man,
I
that
have
rangefinder.
1,157 headshots.
I don't remember any of my stats. I just
You've
remember I
got
had
with
a
the
long-
SR61, Nate. You've got alone more kills than I do with my best sniper rifle. And then after that, you've got
But didn't you run around with like short range
Hey.
scopes and stuff all the time with those?
Hey,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, because it was almost better than DMRs
The
most of the
the
time.
338 Recon is what he did that with, though.
out of 300,000 rounds fired, I've only hit 30,000 of them.
Jeez.
What is that? 10%?
8.
'Cause there's probably
8%.
some more numbers that he didn't say.
Yeah, 3,400.
Yeah.
344,155.
Yeah, the SR the SR 338 you used a lot, Nate, and I think you ran around with a 338 Recon with a short scope on it.
What was
And just
my
used it as a
most used sniper?
DMR.
Can you look that up?
Yes.
The SKS DMR, technically.
Well, the 338 it
Me.
acts like a. You can use it like a DMR with a bolt action, and that's how Nate used it. He would just run around, bam, click, click, bam, click, click.
It worked if you had.
I
that
mean,
medium
close
range.
close enough range, you were killing people no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a big ass round.
Yeah.
Let's see. I found somebody that wanted to put or use your name, John, but they found out it was taken, so they did. Oh wait, no, that might be you. That is you.
You sure?
There's XX Speed 11XX, and then there's another account
For PC?
for PlayStation 3 that's bound to your account that's XX Speed 11 XX 123.
That's one of my other accounts that I use.
I was gonna say it looks like somebody like
Very new and used it very little.
wanted to use that name and they couldn't. Your most used sniper rifle is the SRR-61. 115 kills with it.
Ooh, I found the culprit of why my accuracy is so low.
LMG?
Yeah, it's the M249.
Yeah.
A total of 6% on that one. Because all I do is bipod and go. Brrr.
Hey, you know, the right fucking map, that's a useful tactic. Like Operation Metro.
But everything else is like, 20%.
What is the one that's like a bunker?
That's
The wintery one.
Operation Locker.
Operation Locker.
Fuck that map.
The reason why I hated that map was so much was because of Frankie. He would, there would be times where we would intentionally load on opposite teams and use Skype since, you know, PlayStation didn't have a party system. That was nice. Or at least 3. And I hated him for 2 reasons on that map. He would run around with a shotgun and claymores. And he'd claymore a stairway and just shotgun anyone that came the other way. And
So he was
never touch him.
He would get people like Nate that are like, look out, guys, Claymore, and walk right over it and blow himself up.
Take one for the team.
I love that, man. Watch out, guys, Claymore.
I do
Fuck.
remember the story of Frankie loading in on a hardcore server
Oh, God.
with a fucking like 870 with a duckbill on it, and he turned a corner and went bam and got kicked from the match.
Yep, I was in that game, actually. I was in that game with him. Because he's like, I remember him saying,
He turned around and he goes bam and he kills 5 teammates in one shot.
it was 4. What happened was he killed one initially. Because the funny way how he killed the first one is, I go, are we playing hardcore? He goes, I don't know. Boom! Yes, we are. I was like, okay. And then he did it to me. I was like, all right, whatever, fair enough. And then I remember we were in the in-game chat because again, no party system. I remember him going, yeah, there's some people over here. And boom! And he was mid-sentence. He was like, yeah, there's some over. And then his voice cut out because he got kicked from the game after he walked around the corner. He killed 5 people, but only one of them was an enemy out of the entire shot. Because what happened was the enemy was camping on a spawn beacon. And a squad spawned on that beacon right when he came around the corner and fired. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine the feed? The kill feed? You just see a shotgun and then you just see a bunch of green names. You're like, ah, crap.
You're just like, oh,
He didn't get to see that. He got kicked right before it happened. But it was, there's some funny times because he had that.
yeah. How long did it take you to connect the dots? Like, wait, what happened?
Oh, pretty quick.
Look up at the kill feed. And it's
Exactly.
like Frankie, red name.
Well, 'cause he
Frankie,
already-
green name. Frankie, green name. Frankie, green name.
He already said that he's like, I bet it won't take me long to get kicked out of this map. Because there was times where, like, I had one unlucky time, because I think, like, match before that, I was the one that got kicked out of a map. But it was actually a somewhat medium map, and I used a sniper. I shot at a dude, missed, and it happened to headshot a teammate and kick me out. Like, there was 2 people dueling, and my ally was on the opposite side, and I was shooting from behind the dude. And I went to shoot him, and it missed and hit the teammate, killed him, kicked me out. I was like, what?
So fun fact, I'm looking at my most used weapons, and obviously the M98B because I'm a big fan of sniping in this game. And then the PKP Pecheneg and the LSAT because if I'm not recon, I usually load support. My 4th best weapon is the C4 explosive.
Probably due to Nate.
And I have 125 kills with it. I have a C4 service star.
Me too. I have 108. That's
Oh
funny.
my God. The fact that that's my 4th best weapon is just beautiful. And then the CSLR4 is my 5th. I can't believe I didn't use any other rifles. I guess I kept using the CSLR4 because I didn't want to progress through the other rifles and get the different accessories.
Oh my God, it's so
I had
fun.
the long sniper rifle like scope for the CSLR4. I'm just gonna fucking keep using that until I get the M98B, and then I got the M98B and it packed more of a punch, so I switched to that. I'd never switched to the SRR-61 because I just like
I can't
the
remember. There was
M98B so
one DMR
much.
I loved.
The SKS.
I don't think.
No.
Because you walk up to somebody and it's it's 3-shot kill at close range. And
I
then
can tell
a
you
lot
which
more
one
at
it
long
was.
range, so
Yeah,
it's
you
just,
probably could.
it's just pop, 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 pop.
Well, the funny thing about the SKS is, again, going back to Frankie and I, it was actually back in Modern Warfare 3. We would intentionally play hardcore 2v2s and use silenced SKSs.
Yeah, it's the
Because that was the
SKS.
only way. I guess it would have been the SKS, yeah.
Because it's the only DMR that you have in your top 10.
Okay. I couldn't remember what it was. I think, yeah, because I was really good at having quick finger on the trigger.
Does he go out of his way just to find ways to break first-person shooters?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, he does. I mean, we did that. I mean, we broke Black Ops 2 pretty quickly on the release, trying to get our diamond camo stuff when we cared. And we would that other account that he's pulled up for my BattleNet, we used on there to be a newbie one. Go into a free-for-all full of newbies, and then whoever was not playing that account, because he had access to that account as well, would join in and intentionally use whatever weapon they want on newbies to headshot them, because they were bad, and we weren't. So we'd go around and
Wow. Wow.
that's how we got diamond stuff real quick.
They're
That's why
smurfs.
You're like those people sneaking jets into Tier 4 games in War Thunder.
that's
That's
how
some
I had
bullshit.
that's why I had a diamond riot
Says-
shield in that game.
Says the guy who sneaks jets into Tier 4 games.
I've only done that like once successfully.
You do it every time we play.
No, I have not done it successfully though, because you complain every time. You're like, "Oh, we're up against jets." I'm like, "Well, sucks to suck."
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm always the one that gets stuck. Now I remember. Nate'll try and sneak one. Like I'll even ask him when we're about to load in the game, like, "You got any jets?" Because I don't want to get stuck in a jets match. You're like, "No, I'm good." And then we get into the jets game, and I start flying, and I just hear as a fucking jet flies by me. I'm like, "Do you have a jet, Nate?" And you're like, "Oh, I might have forgotten to get one out of my lineup." And then I just start dying repeatedly.
It took a lot of money and time to get that jet, so you better believe I'm gonna fly it.
Speaking of War Thunder, they updated today and added smart weapons now. So
Smart weapons.
I think we've now entered the like heat-seeking
Lock-on?
missiles
Oh,
and
boy.
lock-on stuff in War
Yeah,
Thunder.
they did
Helicopters, I think.
They started doing
Yeah.
late Vietnam shit.
So we've hit 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, War Thunder's a really good game, except they've changed the balance of payouts now. And if you're not in a fighter, or if you don't have premium, you can't afford to keep up with your plane's munitions and repairs.
Or if you don't do well.
Well, that's
Because it's also it's really hard to do well in bombers. Like getting hits and base destroys and stuff.
I know what they're doing.
So if you die, you really don't get much.
So yeah, really the only people that get money are fighters or premium people, because premium people get 2 times payout.
You should fly an RB.
I don't fly fighters.
No, I mean realistic battle bombers.
No.
Well, it's harder for fighters to climb to you. That's the thing. And if you go pew and you somehow get a tiny little bullet lodged in a radiator, the fighter will probably be like, fuck this. I'll get him later. So you can get some bombs off and then go land.
They've really War Thunder though has stepped up. Have you played their naval stuff, Nate? It's pretty good, to be honest. Like, I think World of Warships is obviously probably a little bit better, but given the fact that you're talking about one all-encompassing game that does land, air, and sea, it's pretty fucking solid. Like, I'm pretty impressed with it.
I've never played War Thunder.
You guys said
It's
they
actually
added
a lot of fun.
helicopters, right?
Yeah, they added helicopter. At least a helicopter. I don't know if they added multiple.
I think they have a few different ones, but it's not.
I think they also added France to the game.
France, Italy as well.
France and Italy. That's what it was. So like a full line of French and Italian war vehicles.
French. Or angry in French.
Yeah, angry in French. But we're probably right about actually on time because the podcast ran for a few minutes before everybody went live. But we're gonna wrap it up here. We might be live tonight playing something, but I'm not gonna commit to it because some of us might have to get up at the crack of dawn, so we may not be up late. But if we are, we'll figure out what we're playing then. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us. And if we're not live tonight, I will see you all on Thursday night. Thanks for joining us.